Dumelang, Jambo, Muribiwanje, Saliwanani, Molweni, Rumela, Dumilani, and hello to you all from wherever you may be watching this from. Thank you once again for tuning in to Indomitable Hohontlejang. On this episode, we are still celebrating women because March is the International Women's Month. On this episode, I asked some of my close friends and phenomenal, amazing women that I've had the opportunity to work with or cross paths with over the past couple of years, and I asked them to tell me what is their superpower as women and what does International Women's Day mean to them. I hope you find this episode really insightful, enriching, empowering, and most importantly, you will search for these women and follow the amazing work that they are doing in their respective spheres of influence.
Why I love being a woman is because women are unique. No matter our shape or sizes, our hair type, the color of our skin, our culture backgrounds, religious backgrounds, every single woman is unique with unique gifts and purpose. Every woman has got a purpose in this world, in our society. And I believe in women leadership. I believe every woman can take their seat in ensuring their voices are heard and their needs are met. So every woman out there, I believe you have something to offer and I believe you're unique. So make sure you take your seat, wherever it's in community, workplace, or school, or wherever it is. Your voice always matters and your needs should always be advanced. Be bold, be unapologetic, and go towards the direction of your dreams. You can be anything and do whatever you want to do. And nobody, absolutely nobody, should stop you from doing whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say just because you're a girl or a woman.
Happy International Women's Day, everyone. Thank you so much, Gigi, for giving me this platform to be able to discuss the significance of this day. Now, friend, you asked me what is my superpower. I will say that it is quite relatable to many women, including yourself. Friend, we play different roles in our lives, significant roles in every sphere of our lives. We are daughters, we are wives, we are mothers, we're in child-headed households where we are the breadwinners. We're on the receiving end of black tax. We are in places of leadership. We are counselors, we are confidants, we are teachers. We just do the most. And we have so much expectation, especially in today's society as women. We carry the weight of that. And we often carry it with so much grace, with so much wisdom, with so much humility and discernment. And we do the best that we can to be able to meet the expectations on those who are on the receiving end of the roles that we play. And so as women, we need to really pat ourselves on the back because those roles that we play are of so much significance. It is not even funny. We really are the backbone of society. And so we really need to acknowledge that. And so I salute every woman out there with every different role that you're playing and doing the best that you can. Keep doing what you're doing and keep being that queen who is doing the most every single day. Now, in honor of the theme this year for the International Women's Day for Choose Your Challenge, I do nominate our men to rise up, level up, go out there and fight with us. In fact, I would even challenge you to be the ones on the front lines for once. We've done enough fighting. We've done enough screaming. We need your voices to be louder than ours now. So much injustice is happening. Please do rise to the occasion. Do rise to the occasion and fight against all the violence and injustices that are happening against us as women. Fight for your queens.
Hi everyone. The theme for International Women's Day 2021 is Choose to Challenge. For me, this simply means that I choose to challenge myself to be the best that I can be as an African woman, as a global citizen who is a woman, as a sister and a mother to many. How do we help, guide, mentor, support others to also rise up to be the best that they can be? So above all, I choose to challenge myself to support other women.
Hi, my name is Humule Marasesego, a gender activist, children's rights activist, a human rights activist. I practically fight for the rights of every vulnerable person in this country. That is my superpower. Today's International Women's Day theme, Choose to Challenge, speaks to every single one of us. It's simply saying, challenge the status quo. We are talking about empowering women. We are talking about empowering the girl child. What have you done? Have you challenged the status quo as an individual? I say to you today, choose to challenge. Let things not remain as are. Let us all play our role in ensuring that the girl child is empowered, in ensuring that women are empowered in our country. Because after all, it is said that when you educate a woman, when you empower a woman, you are empowering a nation.
Dear sisters, whether you are grandmothers, you are mothers, you are daughters, you are nieces, you are granddaughters, I want to talk to you today about my superpower. My superpower is love. It is love for humanity. It is love for you. It is love for our children. A deep desire to see them all, each and every one, attain self-actualization. It is love for every Motswana, because this country has potential. And that potential just has to be tapped. So today, choose to challenge. Choose to challenge the fact that out of 65 members of parliament, including the head of state and the attorney general, Botswana has only got 7 women in parliament. Choose to challenge the fact that out of a cabinet of full ministers and assistant ministers, Botswana has only got 5 members of cabinet. Choose to challenge the fact that the micro industries in Botswana and the small scale industries are dominated by women, yet a lot of them are running at a loss and are not succeeding because women are not empowered with the information and the knowledge to run these industries successfully, when these industries have the potential to contribute substantially to the economic growth of this country. Choose to challenge, because when women do not challenge, our country will never succeed.
Hey Gigi, happy International Women's Day to you, all of you trailblazers, and all of you who identify as women who play the role, who continue to make sacrifices for the attainment of equal rights, basic human rights for women, and just the right to express yourself as a woman. 2 questions, 2 minutes. So your first question is, what is my superpower? I think my superpower, first one, is my family. The Christian faith is the bedrock of how I see life, live life, accept life, its challenges, and just people. My second superpower is, I think, the ability to surround myself with driven people, women like you, whose first and only belief really is humanity. As to the second question, choose to challenge, in line with this year's theme of International Women's Day. What would you do to achieve a gender equal world? My challenge is to choose to challenge yourself and what you believe is a challenge. I think so many times we always think that we understand what it is that people should find worthy as being a struggle. COVID-19 has really been the great equalizer. And I know sometimes people are shocked when I say that, but I think it's forced us to realize that what we thought was a challenge or what we thought we could withstand is not exactly that. So, including women, you must remember that somebody before you stooped down to gather you up to give you a place in the world. So Happy International Women's Day, and remember that your struggle and somebody else's are not the same.
On this International Women's Day, our theme is hashtag choose to challenge. It is really saying that in life we have many choices, but for now, the world is focusing on challenging the social injustices in our society, the injustice of gender inequality, the injustice of gender-based violence, and indeed, the injustice of discrimination, all forms of discrimination in our society. So it behoves us to be able to say, let's look at where inequality is and ensure that women occupy those high places where decisions are made. Remember, if you are not at the table, you are on the menu. So we have to ensure and actually act to make sure that women are at those high places where decisions are made. Otherwise, those decisions that are made will not be able to be beneficial to them, including political decision making. It's high time we encourage women and we change our policies to ensure that women are represented at those highest bodies. Happy Women's.
So happy International Women's Month. With this year's theme, Choose to Challenge, I choose to challenge myself to raise young women, to raise girls in this film industry, to plant a seed, because the film industry is male dominated and we need more women to tell our stories, because I believe that we tell our stories better as women. So happy International Women's Month. Continue to be another woman's strength, another woman's inspiration, another woman's source of help,
Of course, I choose to challenge. I choose to challenge for a number of reasons, some very personal and some very just broad strategic developmental reasons. And allow me to start with the broad developmental reasons. I choose to challenge because I don't think humanity in our context here, I mean the African context and specifically Botswana, has opportunities to sideline 50% of its human resources. For our nation, our continent, and the world, especially post-COVID-19, will have the opportunity to say, you are not invited to the legislative table, you are not invited to decision-making table, you are not invited to champion community development in a various community just because you are a woman. I think we have long crossed the Rubicon. We are at a stage in our development agenda where we need to fully utilize the people that God has created in this world and who God has placed in this world to help in the socio transformation of our communities and our families. The second reason why I choose to challenge is a very personal reason. As a woman who was created by Jehovah God, I don't think when God created me, he was creating a second-class citizen. I believe God endowed me with certain skills, abilities, and competencies because he wanted me to make a contribution in this world. So I have long chosen to challenge because I'm not the type that stand on the sidelines and just, the one that is being told you cannot be on the table where decisions are made. And I implore everyone, I am talking men, women, decision makers, community leaders, to see the need to challenge the status quo. It does not only benefit women, but it benefits our world at large. So choose to challenge. Thank you.
What is my superpower? This is a question that I've been battling with since I was asked to answer this, but I guess there's many synonyms to what my superpower is, or what I think my superpower is. I think my superpower is courage. Some call it being bold. Some people call it being fearless. Others call it being brave. But in a nutshell, courage. I am a creative, and I often tell people that I've stumbled into that space, first and foremost as a Black African woman who is a singer-songwriter. You need a level of courage in order to put out work. There's a constant battle within myself, questioning, will my work be good enough? Will it sound good? Will it be written well? Will it be understood? Will it match the expectations that have been set? But despite all those constant questions and fears, I still push forward with courage. I think also looking back at how girls are raised versus how boys are raised, the conversation that always comes up when boys are raised is, be strong, don't be afraid. And yet when we talk to our girl children, we hardly ever hear them being told, don't be afraid, be strong, be bold. It's often words of encouragement that are aligned with the physical appearance, and I don't quite understand why it is that way. And so I'm fighting against how I was raised, being bold, being courageous enough to share my creativity with the world, despite the fear of rejection. Happy International Women's Day.
One of my favorite revolutionaries and Pan-Africanists, as some of you might already know, is the former president of Burkina Faso, President Thomas Sankara. And one of my favorite quotes from him is this one in particular. Open quote, "The revolution and women's emancipation go together. We do not talk of women's emancipation as an act of charity or because of a surge of human compassion. It is a basic necessity for the triumph of the revolution. Women hold up the other half of the sky." End quote. As we close off the International Women's Month, I want us to continue celebrating women's role in our society, in nation building, in community building, and in all aspects of life and in different sectors. Let us celebrate women, not just on social media for likes and retweets, but our actions should speak louder than words. Lend your voice towards the women's movement, women's plight, women's issues. Create space for women to speak on their own issues. Create room for women and young girls to realize their full potential. Hire women, pay women, promote women, get business from women entrepreneurs, and be very deliberate, intentional, and unapologetic about making sure that you invite women into the boardroom and the decision-making table. Here is to great women. May we know them, may we celebrate them, and most importantly, may we be them.